Oh man. Oh man. I found him. It didn't take it really wasn't hard to find these old videos at all. I thought it was gonna be hard, but thankfully it's not. I'll explain what I'm talking about in a second. Okay, audio good? I'll explain what I'm talking about. Oh wait, shit. Hold on, wait. Okay. Sorry about that. Can you guys... Sorry about that. Okay, yeah, I had my audio set to the wrong thing, and I can't pull up my audio tab without also showing the Wi-Fi I'm connected to, and I don't want to do that. So, let us jump in. Dude. So, we're going to be filleting somebody tonight on stream. We're going to be fucking filleting. We are going to be filleting the fuck out of somebody tonight. Look, this is a video that's over 10 years old. It's, you know, you guys will see what I mean. Okay. At everyone. Dude, I am really stuffed right now too. I had a like regular sized dinner, but I ate it way too quick because I didn't have any lunch today. All right. So yeah, there we go. So the video in question, it's actually 4 videos. So this YouTube channel, I found this back when I was in middle school. The guy's channel name now is TD, 192 subscribers. 10 years ago. This is Boss Battles, Episode 1, Part 1, the first part of my review of Twilight Princess, the most overrated Zelda game, in my opinion. Oh my god. This is, yeah, so I remember this guy just... Here's the thing, the only thing I remember about this video is, or this series of videos this guy made, was he was, like, the all 4 videos, like all 4 parts are terrible, but he had one point at the end that I agreed with. So I forgot what it was. But let's see. So, oh god, you see that? The de-interlaced combing.
Boss battles, where we evaluate the bosses in video games. Today's game is called The Legend of Zelda: The Twilight Princess.
Yes, today's game is called The Legend of Zelda: Twilight Princess. Like it needs an introduction like that. Yeah, it's this little thing that you might not have heard of before.
Everyone seems to love this game. Reviewers on IGN, GameSpot, they gave this game 9.7.
I would say it's better than Skyward Swords, and it's definitely worthy of that high praise.
Even some of them calling it the greatest Zelda game ever created. I have no idea why so many people like this game. Not only am I going to use this video to talk about bosses, I'm also going to explain my reasons as to why this game is horrible and why it's
wow. Okay, so you hear that? It's not just boss battles, you guys. We're getting into the good shit.
Made.
Oh god. Oh no. Oh, this guy was stuck in 2006 era YouTube in 2014. Oh
so to understand
no.
where I'm coming from, you really need to know what was going on at the time when this game came out.
Hold on, let me also check the... Okay. Just making sure you guys can hear it.
So the Wind Waker had just come out and everybody...
Oh, this is another thing. He sucks Wind Waker's dick the whole time. Which, again, Wind Waker is a fantastic game. Do not get me wrong. But he sucks Wind Waker's dick the whole time. Even though, like, he complains about the same things Twilight Princess does that Wind Waker does.
They hated the way it looked because it looks like a cartoon. They thought it was stupid, based solely on that before even playing the game. Me, on the other hand, I was a little kid. And I never really had a chance to play Ocarina at a time, until they put it on a GameCube CD and gave it to me after I reserved the Wind Waker. So I didn't know what to expect. I played the Ocarina of Time and I loved it. The game was awesome. The action, the bosses, the music, the ending. The ending is something that's severely lacking in games today, and I actually liked it in this game.
Oh, come on, dude. There were games with amazing endings even back then. What are you talking about?
After the Wind Waker came out,
and I mean the early 2010s.
I eagerly went to go pick that up, and I started playing it, and I loved that game. Keep in mind, the bar was set pretty high already because I just finished Ocarina of Time, and I loved the Wind Waker. It was different, yet familiar at the same time. The nods to Ocarina of Time were subtle. They weren't in your face all the time. They were something you had to look for, and when you found it, it was neat.
I mean, yeah, Twilight Princess is more, like, it is kind of a Force Awakens of Ocarina of Time, but it's just like, it still has enough to stand on its own. Like, it's not just, oh, it's a realistic Zelda where the visual style is just, oh, inject Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings DNA into it to give it that style. It's like, no, you have the Twilight, you have the Twilight elements, you have the Twilight, you have Zant, you have the Twilight Realm, you have the Palace of Twilight. That's the unique element that makes it stand out.
But everybody was really pissed off because it wasn't the game they had been promised. And I can understand where they're coming from. You know, you show them a really adult-looking game, and then you give them this. I can understand that they were pissed. But at the same time, it's still Zelda. There's no reason to hate it before you even play it. Come on.
Oh god, he's using the...
Now, I've re-recorded
Oh
this.
no. He's gonna be complaining. Oh yes, it has... He's gonna complain about the boss having an eye in its mouth, even though Wind Waker had another plant-based vine monster, the one that ate Makar. You drop it off the ceiling and oh, look at it, it's a little piranha, like, oh no, Venus flytrap in the middle. Like, come on, don't talk about boss anatomy and realism.
Specific boss
if you love Wind Waker.
Several times because I just can't really explain why this is such a bad boss. And I think the reason is because no matter how many times you play it, you will have the same exact experience.
You go in, it's 2 plants, you get them to eat the bomb, then the real boss comes out, and then you can't attack him until the monkey comes out.
He's complaining about this being the same thing over and over again when he's played Wind Waker and Ocarina.
And then you hit the button.
Like, it's a linear Zelda formula. What do you expect?
Boss warns and then it falls, and then it comes back up, and then you gotta hit it one more time, slash die, and then it's dead.
That will be the same exact experience every
I will admit, that boss is pretty easy to cheese if you just stand back against the back wall. The boss's attacks actually can't reach you, so it is an easy boss. But just to complain that it's the same thing over and over again, I don't even have to ask. You played Ocarina of Time and Wind Waker.
From the get-go, before you even beat it, it feels that way. It's like an interactive cutscene where you're just following the motions. Aren't boss battles supposed to be a little more random, where you don't really know what's gonna happen? Isn't it supposed to be a little more exciting? This wasn't.
Yeah, but Wind Waker and Ocarina of Time, after you beat those, you know what to expect because it's the same game every time you replay through it.
This is stupid. The monkey dungeon, as I like to call it, was long and it was tedious. Right after that, what was it, an hour-long intro to teach you how to play the game? Then we get this dungeon, and then we get this letdown of a boss. This isn't how you start a game, guys. I mean, let me give you...
Now, here's the thing. I agree the monkeys are kind of silly, but at the same time, Nintendo couldn't have a mechanic in a dungeon with that layout that just lets you traverse over the gaps that the monkeys swing you across, because then you could break the dungeon and do it, non-linearly, which I wish they had done, but like the gameplay mechanic has to be sentient to guide you to the other monkeys, which then they will open the way. It's a quid pro quo type thing. You have to have that justification there in order for that layout of the dungeon to work with the linear path you've set up through it.
An example so you don't think that I'm nitpicking here. Remember in Ocarina of Time what they did at the very beginning? After you got through the whole
I think he just took a shit on his mic.
You got to the bottom. You go through the door and everything is dark and cloudy and everything is ominous. At that point, you really don't know what to do. And then you look up and you see this thing. Yeah, freaked you out.
Yeah, and then you shoot it in the eye and stab it until it dies. It's the same. Like this boss is stupid easy also.
The boss battle started. this was awesome because it set the tone for the whole game, that it was kind of dark, but kind of cool at the same time. It was adventurous, and you could die at any moment. Ironically, this boss...
It's Ocarina of Time. It is one of the easiest fucking games ever.
...foreshadows that the rest of the bosses are going to be easy, that the whole adventure is going to be one big pushover that anybody can complete. Why, you ask? Well, this is the first boss, and I think...
Now, I will agree, I do think Twilight Princess is probably the second easiest mainline Zelda game behind Skyward Sword, but Ocarina of Time, like, it's not difficult, really, if you know what you're doing.
Attack that was easily avoidable. Also, apparently the plan is ADHD because it can't stop looking at the monkey's butt. Now, this is supposed to be a dark...
Well, who can't? Let's be honest here. Who can't stop looking at the monkey booty?
Darker, edgier Zelda, so sorry, it doesn't get a pass here for being the first boss. Darker and edgier apparently means really, really easy. And if it was just this boss, I really wouldn't have cared because it is so early in the game. But practically every other boss in the game follows this exact pattern, and everybody seems to be okay with it.
Lame us? What?
The second boss's name is Virus. Wonder what this boss is like. And then there's a water boss called Waterous, and then there's a poison boss called Poisonous, and there's... You know what I mean? That's a dumb name.
Yeah, so you're gonna watch this guy go hate Xenoblade Chronicles 2 because Pyra is a fire blade, but her name is Pyra. That's lazy, apparently.
A 2-year-old could come up with. And I know I'm nitpicking, but this is another really dumb boss. The way you beat this boss is he runs around a little bit with these chains attached to his legs. You use the boots so you can stand in place and pull on the chains so it causes him to gently fall over. I'm sorry, if this is a monster that the Gorons apparently can't take out, why would a gentle trip cause him to get knocked out long enough for you to attack him? And I know this is nitpicking, but this is supposed to be a darker, edgier, more adult Zelda, so these questions become logical.
So you're gonna give Wind Waker a pass for being easy because it's more cartoonish and kid-friendly, and you're gonna... Like... Again, it's following the same template that Ocarina of Time did. You fucking spiky-haired ass,
if it's a big
2010s looking white boy cracker ass soy man.
Game, supposedly.
I know, that was kind of a weak insult. I'll think of something funnier in a bit. Just you wait and see.
Boss? I don't blame Nintendo. I blame the fans that wanted this game. This game sucks. As a side note,
can I just also say really quickly, I am so happy that this has 1,300 dislikes.
The Goron's not able to take this guy out. They can walk in lava.
Yeah, and so this again, dude. You're gonna do this, but you're not gonna talk about. You're not gonna fucking talk about the Gorons in Ocarina of Time, where they're like, "Oh, the mine is sealed off. There's rocks everywhere, and you're starving." Like, to quote Egoraptor. Again, I'm willing to live with a seeming inconsistency like that because it's a fantasy game, you know? Like, the better it is, the more I'm willing to overlook the flaws, but
they can't fight a guy that's on fire? And it's too bad, too, because he does look cool. But to be honest, I can't remember one attack this guy does, aside from catching on fire and chasing you. It was such a letdown from what probably was the last uninteresting dungeon in the game.
Vagina with teeth.
In the third boss.
Yeah, I mean, true. It is a dick sock fit for my dong. Absolutely.
Twilt Aquatic Morpheel. Have I mentioned that Twilt doesn't sound cool?
Twilt?
It just doesn't. I know it means Twilight, but Twilt?
Twilight.
Anyway, so this really sealed the nail on the coffin, if you will. This boss was the biggest letdown in the game. So you start off, you go down the wall.
I agree the second phase is pretty easy, but the first phase, you can... That guy can give you some trouble with his big long-ass tentacles.
There's a bit of suspense as you don't know what's going to happen. And this mouth just comes out with these tentacles, and the eyeball looks at you, and it looks pretty cool. You start to fight him a little bit. He poses kind of a challenge if you don't really know what you're doing. Until finally you kill the first part, per se, and then he just comes out of the ground, and for a split second I was like, oh man, this is gonna be awesome. I'm gonna fight that thing. It's so big, it reminds me of Shadow of the Colossus. And it turns out it really was like Shadow of the Colossus.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for this correctly filmed high-res visual of Shadow of the Colossus. Oh yeah, this game, the Dookie Blob game. Yes, the stretched Dookie Blob game. Thank you.
And it turns out it really was like Shadow of the Colossus. Yeah, remember when you felt bad for getting rid of a defenseless creature in that game? Yeah, it's the same thing here.
I was hoping the whistle, like the ooh, like right there, I thought it was going to correspond with him smashing into the wall.
This might be the most helpless boss in the game. It should have stuck to the first form, where at least it could hit you with the tentacles or the bombfish, but it has one attack where it tries to suck you in, but this thing doesn't want to fight you. Look, it's running away. It runs into things.
If you get in front of it, it sucks you in and tries to eat you.
The only way anybody could get hit by anything in this boss fight is if they were new to video games or they were really, really little. And this is completely unacceptable. At boss number 3, this is the challenge that we're presented with. Ooh, it's a big, dark Zelda game for adults. Ooh, this is the game we've always wanted. Yeah, big, dark, everything's dark.
Why does he still have the Ordon shield in this footage? Why?
It's so dark. Also, while we're on the subject of a water boss, let me just point something out. The water temple was not hard. If you like this boss, you probably thought the water temple was hard. It was not, and neither is this boss. In conclusion here, bosses are supposed to be...
I've got kind of a mixed opinion on the water temples from Ocarina and Twilight. They're both very brilliantly designed. They are confusing, but they're not designed like the rest of the dungeons in their respective games. So I would say, I think people wouldn't have hated the water temple if either the water temples in both those games were designed like the rest of the dungeons, or if the rest of the dungeons were designed like the water temple. So I would say maybe inconsistent in design, and I can understand, but dude, don't say it's objectively not hard, because I got lost more times than I'd like to admit my first time playing Ocarina of Time, because I tried to get through as much of that temple as I could without a walkthrough.
And difficult, and kind of a reward in the form of a challenge, so you can feel a sense of accomplishment after you beat them.
Not hard, but it was pretty much a brawl, yes, even though this boss is nowhere near as difficult as I would argue, let's say, the... God damn it, which boss was it? I can't remember now. Fuck.
A reward in the form of a challenge, so you can feel a sense of accomplishment after you beat them. Not this. This just reflects video games today, how they're all about cutscenes and showing you things instead of offering you an actual challenge. At this point, I didn't really expect much from the game. It gave me some really cool dungeons, and it gave me a lame boss. That's what the pattern was, so I was guessing the same thing here, and I wasn't wrong. First, you enter the room, then you talk to Zane, and then you see this giant bone thing. You're like, oh,
dude, none of the previous Zelda games, except maybe Majora's Mask, are really that hard.
Sick. And then it turns out to be a Mario Party minigame.
Ha 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 ha.
It's pretty much what it is. You bounce off the walls and you try to avoid the zombies as much as you can so you can hit the spine, so the whole guy keeps coming down. I do some of the same things here. They give this guy one lame attack that's super easy to avoid. Apparently most of them spew black liquid out of their mouths.
The other attacks are easier to avoid too in Ocarina and Wind Waker. Again, if you know what you're doing.
They hit you. And look, I'm not saying it needs to be Contra, but why put an attack in the game that isn't gonna hit the player? So what's the point of this? Can I just skip it, get my heart piece, and leave? Like, alright, so you hit the spine a few times, and then the guy falls down, and the whole temple starts to cave in, the sand goes down, and everything's dark, and Link has to hump the ground a few times to make the platform comes up, and oh, he's still alive. And I just want to bring this up at this point. And here's the thing, every single boss in this game seems to have a second form, but for some reason the second form is always more useless than the first one. I don't really get what it is.
That one was meant to be a joke, come on.
The more forms you have, the more useless you are. And if you do it every time, it's not going to surprise anybody. And isn't that the kind of the point of a second form? Is that you think you've won and...
Oh, wow, so Wind Waker is not surprising because it's the same formula for each dungeon. You get story segment in between, go to a dungeon, story segment in between, go to a dungeon.
And it's actually still alive and the fight goes on. I think Virus was the only one that doesn't do it. Anyway, so he knocks you off the top. Not the top, but the top of the thing. Shut up. So he knocks you off the top of the thing and you fall, and now you have to use the top to go up the tower. And for a split second, this is really cool. You know, the music is horrible in this, but it's, you know, it's
look, if you're talking about it being an artificial orchestra MIDI, that I can understand, but the music itself is excellent. Like, come on, Twilight Princess Hyrule Field from Smash Brothers Brawl, that live orchestration of that's a banger. I love that.
Ocarina of Time.
How dare you?
So you're going on the top and you're going up the tower, and this guy appears, and his attacks are ridiculously easy to avoid.
What do you expect? This game came out in 2006 on a, like... It's not like...
And you just hit him once.
Again, Wind Waker and Wind Waker and Ocarina of Time. Easy-ass bosses. Easy.
And am I beginning to make my point here as to why this game is such a letdown?
Like, I do agree Twilight Princess has the easier bosses, you know, of the three, Ocarina, Wind Waker, and Twilight. I agree it has the easiest bosses of those three, but he's acting like this is like... He played Dark Souls, and then when Elden Ring came out, it was too easy, because, like, oh, now there's an infinite health bar, or something like that. Oh, you can parry with Skyward Sword level timing. Like, he's acting like it's like a big betrayal like that, and then Quantum TV jumps out of his TV and fucks his ass, you know? Continued in part 2. Let's fucking go. I am... so ready. And the dislikes are still there. The dislikes are still there.
It's sad, really. I'm just sitting here watching gameplay footage of this game. It looks so cool. Dungeons are so intricate and well made. The graphics are neat. It's just not worth it. Ugh, let's just not waste any time. Continuing part 2. Blizzard.
Okay, that's actually a pretty good title for that segment. Yeah, this boss can be a little challenging.
Now, I have to admit I'm a little biased because I hate fighting bosses that are mind control allies turned evil. Can't stand it really just when you beat them and they just go back to normal. I guess I just like to see bosses blow up after they die, I don't know. And I have to admit, out of all the crappy bosses in this game, this one is actually the best. Not only is it the best boss though, it's actually the best point in the whole game. And hear me out. You're trapped in a room.
City in the Sky, a Hyrule Castle, the Palace of Twilight, Cave of Ordeals, the Twilight Realms. No, definitely not the peak.
The floor is...
I mean, a great moment, but not the peak.
Really slippery and you can fall, and there's icicles landing on top of you. And after, you have to use a giant mace to hit the icicle back and forth so it doesn't hit you. It's pretty cool in itself, but the music actually adds to this. To me, the music feels like it reflects the franticness of the whole boss fight.
Haha, reflects.
Itself, with all the icicles falling on you, you're not being able to avoid them because of the frozen ice, and this thing's spinning at you at the same time. It's pretty cool. I guess you could say I felt immersed. And then after you beat the boss, you
Please tell me he spelled it that way as a joke. Oh, please tell me. Oh, please tell me he spelled it that way as a joke. No! This part was funny, too. Nice, cute little moment. Yes, I saw what you sent me in Discord, dude. I haven't looked at it yet, but I'm pretty sure that those, like, military training things for the youth was just like, oh, Ukraine is giving weapons to its citizens to fight back against a potential Russian invasion.
Which is justified.
I gotta stop talking directly into the mic so much. I'm sorry. This is when the dialogue becomes Devil's Third for a few minutes.
This scene is the most heartwarming scene in the entire game.
You think that, okay, Midna saying goodbye, Zelda's sacrifice, Xant's defeat, like, or no, not heartwarming, excuse me, sorry, no, Ilya bringing, like, meeting Ilya for the first time, Ilya getting her memories back. Yes, this one little cutesy joke is the most heartwarming moment of the game. Yes, you are on it, Captain Tickled Twilight Princess hater.
The game lacks as opposed to this one little scene right here. I mean, let me actually break motion the game lacks.
Again, I know it was 2014. This guy looks like he was working with what he had. I know I'm not in any position to do that, but
this one little scene
why does his character model appear like a full fourth of a second before the rest?
I mean, let me actually break the whole thing. Down for you.
That doesn't sound like something Ukraine would do.
It's a big mansion up in some frozen mountain place.
Why do you not have the Hylian shield, you fucking dickwad?
And as soon as you go in, you don't really think it's a dungeon. You think it's just a house, but then you realize it's actually the dungeon that you have to go through. So you run into the Yetis. The guy Yeti is just chilling there, just cooking something for his wife, and she's sick, and that's really all I need. He's just trying to make her feel better by giving her soup. Then after the boss fight, he sees her slain on the ground, and he screams and he runs over to her. This is the
Where is this? I want this man's Yeto and Yetta fan fiction that he jerks off to every night. I want to read it to see how badly he's into these characters.
Where you go. Yeah, that was the same reaction everybody had, even if they don't want to admit it. But let me show you something so you can kind of understand a little better where I'm coming from. Let's look at the character in general. First, we have Link. He's the avatar for the player. He's supposed to be your everything.
So a character that doesn't speak in the slightest, and has very few expressive traits of personality throughout the entire campaign. Link is the dumbass.
That's why he doesn't talk. He's angry / tough when he needs to be, and makes a confused face for every other emotion.
Yeah, Link, plumbing's backed up. Link, Leo's been kidnapped. Michael Bay is directing a new Ninja Turtles movie.
So again, out of all the awkward facial expressions from Link in Twilight Princess, all two of them that I can currently think of, you're gonna pick that one where he just smiles and nods. Yes.
I don't know about
truly
you, but
peak. Truly
throws me out of
peak.
the game every time I see
Peak gaming criticism, you fucking man.
it. It's like the whole story about Zelda is about a guy that needs to save a girl from an evil pig. This works when that's the story, but when you try to give other characters and have them talk, just him making a face like this kicks you out of the game. It just does, because that's not how a normal person would act. In fact, do you remember how expressive Link's face was in the Wind Waker? I remember reading in the instructions.
I will agree with this. Wind Waker's facial expressions generally do look better because they're very flat and two-dimensional, and therefore age better because they're simpler. I will give it that.
Link would always look at what was important at the moment to him. You know, like, if there was a puzzle you were on, he'd look at exactly where you need, at least in the direction where you need to go, or he'd look at the object that you needed to do. I thought this was cool because I constantly look at Link's face.
And it's in Twilight Princess too, so
as
what
a way
are
of
you...
getting a tip on a difficult section. It would actually help me out. Not only was it subtle, but it was also immersive because Link became a character through this. He had expression. He'd look at things a little weird when it was weird, and he'd laugh like a kid, you know? This Link, on the other hand, he doesn't emote his face very well. He looks weird, like he's not really there. It's fascinating.
There's a few expressions like that, but he looks... They're fine. And like almost everyone you've shown looks perfectly normal.
Realistic Zelda, and it's something you can only truly understand from playing this game. When he talks to other people,
all of those look good.
well, he feels like he's not even there. Kind of like what women say about being on a date with a guy who isn't really listening to them. And then we have Zelda. She's trapped in a tower. She tells Link exposition, and then she dies, and then she comes back. That's it.
Zelda in Breath of the Wild, she has some trouble with her dad. She goes into a 100-year sleep to hold back in, and she wakes up and is rescued. Game over. Ocarina of Time. Zelda runs away. She disguises herself. Then she reveals herself, and you have to save her. Like, what a very reductive viewpoint, my good sir.
Later. And then we have Midna.
Excellent fucking character, easily the best Zelda travel companion.
She's kind of a dick throughout most of the game and uses Link for her own means.
Yes!
Until she's dying and Zelda has to die to give off her life force so Midna can live. And then she has a change of heart.
Yes! Yes! Because she saw, oh my god, these people actually care about me. Maybe I should do this for more than just my own goals. And then she started, okay, yeah. So this guy got hurt by somebody, definitely. I mean, I know I say that word too all the time, but like, come on.
I expected to feel bad for this thing.
Yes, yes. She was usurped and cursed as an imp. She had to get a job at IMP, and she got sexually harassed by Blitz. All right.
Absolutely nothing about her except. She was turned into this little thing, and she's using me, and she gives out...
She's sassy, she's snarky, she's condescending, she's manipulative, but then after she warms up, after getting her life saved, she's a good guiding force, she's helpful, she starts to compliment Link, she opens up more to him emotionally, she talks about her past, she talks about why her people, or at least Zant, resents the Kingdom of Hyrule. It's interesting.
Really useless information. And really, it takes someone to die for you to realize how selfish you're being. And why is she so selfish anyway? She's supposed to be a queen from another dimension, and isn't the goal here for me to sympathize with her? If she's such a dick and selfish, then...
Yes, because nobody has ever usurped power from another person who just so happened to be physically attractive. Yes.
Does that mean that she's a really bad ruler in the Twilight realm? It would make sense that a really kind ruler that loved his people would love people of all different kinds.
Zant enslaved the people of Twilight. It was a revolution backed by Ganondorf.
So I can only imagine that back in the Twilight realm she was a complete dick. And to think that some people actually say she's one of the more interesting helpers. People complain about Navi, and I have to stick with this asshole.
Now, I agree, Navi was not anywhere near as annoying as people made her out to be. She was the most vanilla Zelda travel companion you can get.
And then there's Link's childhood friend,
Ilia.
Or something, who's
Lilia.
implied to be a love interest to Link, but...
He's got two love interests in this game. He has Ilia and he has Midna.
Only serves to get the plot in motion. This is for that 2-hour tutorial on that ranch. And then is forgotten about later in the game. Really, why is she even there? Isn't Zelda supposed to fill that role? And the game is called Legend of Zelda: Twilight Princess.
When did Link have a romantic relationship with Zelda before? Actually, I would say Twilight Princess and the two DS games, that was the last time before we saw Zelda. Like, Breath of the Wild and Skyward Sword, definitely there's romantic tension there.
I think that she'd at least take the number 2
So what was this guy saying here?
I
like,
know this, but no, she's just thrown in there. And then we have Zant. His backstory is that ages ago, the Hyrule royal family locked his people away because they were doing bad stuff with dark magic. He went crazy.
Everyone who says that Zant going crazy after his plan fails, it breaks his character. No, the whole point is that he kept his composure when he was under Ganon's control because he had power, but now that his whole plan has been foiled, the facade comes down, and he's actually he's basically a modern GOP member. You know, he just loses his shit when things don't go his way and blames everyone but himself. Very creepy.
From serving them, and so now he wants to take
Again,
over.
funny and creepy at the same time, I will say that.
And rule the universe himself along with his people.
rule the universe. Yes, because that was a plot point mentioned.
It's cool.
In the story.
Backstory, you know, actual motivation. Later on, when we find out that Ganon was actually just using him and he's the real bad guy, anything interesting about him is just completely thrown out the window. It's like, why even put this character in the game? Just
I always thought that looked like a ball of Pepsi.
make it Ganon. Get it out of the way. Everybody knows it's coming. Why build up this character so much if he was really just a pawn? It doesn't matter. And those are pretty much all the main characters of Twilight Princess. Not gonna talk about these stupid circus animals because they're pretty much useless. The people are all super deformed for some reason. What's wrong with his face?
Again, this guy seems to have forgotten that every Zelda game, only the main cast are like properly proportioned and stuff. The rest of the side cast is more weird and strange looking.
Midna has something to complain about?
Every Zelda game has done that.
Oh, look at this kid. He's human. Dude. Right, anyway.
He's the weird baby man that sells you things.
Aside from worrying about this kid's surgery to reconstruct his face, every character in this game is completely pointless and you don't care. So that's why the whole scene...
Don't you dare tell me what I feel. I felt, first time playing Twilight Princess, I was engrossed in that shit, and I still am to this day. My thoughts on the story haven't really changed that much since I was a kid. I recognize the flaws it had then, I recognize the flaws it has now. It's still an excellent game.
Yeah, like 10 minutes back, is so much more interesting than anything else in this entire game. Point in case.
Point in case, yes.
Oh my gosh.
You got it.
Oh my gosh. At this point, I was just playing the game.
The second phase of this boss was meant to be a joke. I can see thinking it's stupid, but come on, don't act like the first phase was bad. It was fun.
Maybe, 38 hours? So I was pretty pissed. That little section didn't really save the game, but I don't know.
I would love to see what this guy thinks of Skyward Sword. If he raged this hard at Twilight Princess for being too easy, imagine... He would have made Ego Raptor's rant look like a fucking tea party.
This really cool homage to the temple.
My copy of Zelda Skyward Sword jumped off the shelf and wedged itself into my ass crack as I was playing the fucking game.
But for some reason they give you the Deku Tree music in the Temple of Time. Anyway, so you get to the boss and it's this giant...
Yeah, it's meant to be a callback to Ocarina of Time. The music is meant to be a reference. You've been teleported back to the era of Ocarina of Time. That's the point of it.
Spider. It looks cool. All the bosses in this game look cool. But here's the problem. Can you tell where the weak point is? Oh my gosh, this boss let me down.
Yeah, well, yes, because what Nintendo game, even before Twilight Princess, has had a disappointing boss fight? Remember what was that fucking fish from Link's Awakening? Most of the bosses in Zelda 1 are pretty easy if you go in prepared.
I hated this thing. So you're stuck in this giant room. There's 4 statues in each corner. You have to wait till the boss tries to shoot a laser at you, to which you knock it down with your bow and arrow, and then you get the rod.
Yeah, you're smushing a spider with a giant magical statue. That shit is cool. It's a funny idea made grand and epic.
The dumbest boss in the game. Why? Well, they ruined the Queen Goma battle completely.
They ruined the Queen Goma battle. They ruined the Queen. Don't show this guy The Last Jedi, because he will disappear from the timeline because it'll just annihilate his childhood. He will have never been born in the first place if he watches that fucking movie.
Completely ruin it by somehow making it twice as easy, okay? Its laser will never hit you. In fact, you're actually supposed to hit it before it hits you. Look at how long this takes. Are you kidding me? Dude, this is like the 7th boss in the game. Anybody could have completed this adventure. That guy could have. Oh, it's gonna shoot his little babies at me. It's little babies. I killed them before they hatch. Seriously, you can kill them before they hatch. So
again, he's just saying the same shit. He's just like, oh, it's too easy. Oh, it's too easy. Ocarina of Time and Wind Waker. Yeah, that's where it's at.
If you don't think this boss is a complete joke, then after you technically beat it, after 2 strikes, I think it was, this happens.
I can understand finding this joke lame. I get it. You can smash the eye with the statues too. You don't have to hit it with your sword or your bow. I think this is hilarious.
Yeah, seriously? This is my reward for going through that dungeon? Seriously?
No, that's not your reward. The reward you get is a piece of the MacGuffin that you need to put together to go to the second to last boss.
This game was for adults. 9.5. What? It spends most of the time just walking around the ceiling thinking about what to do. Ah, shut
He
up.
can't even yell as loud as he wants to. It'll blow out his mic.
Should I shoot him with my laser? No, he'll hit me. Should I shoot my little babies? No, he'll kill them. Maybe I should just shoot my laser.
Yeah, yes, the Goma boss fight. Let me just crawl back up on the ceiling and look at him instead of closing my eye.
Yeah.
Oh god, is this dude? Oh yeah, the big vine monster. I forget what it was called, but the one in Wind Waker in the second dungeon, the big vine monster. Yeah, throw your boomerang at it, and it'll just keep pulling itself back up over and over again. So yeah, complain about that.
Someone actually told me while making.
Oh
this
no,
is
you
that
won't because you're blinded by nostalgia.
there were fanboys that complained that the Wind Waker was too hard. That would explain everything about what I hate about this game. Everything.
Okay, I will agree. Anyone who says Wind Waker is difficult, maybe the Triforce quest I can see, but the rest of the game, no.
Everything. Hey, did you guys check out that new Zelda game, Twilight Princess? It's a new adult Zelda. Yeah, forget about that Wind Waker game. That game's for kids. We need to play this game. This game is for adults. It's dark. It's really dark, right? Have you played it?
Peak comedy. You've won a comedy. You've won a criticism. Good for you, bro.
So if you like this video, want to see more, or if you just hated it,
It's part 3, guys. Here we go. Oh boy. Let's keep going.
Hi.
We are neck deep in the cringe now.
Welcome to part 3 of this video series. Finally, we're at the end of the game. Only a few sections left. And
Yeah, except you also have part 4. You also have part 4.
And thank goodness. I don't know how much more disappointment I could take, really.
I don't know how much more cringe I can take. I just let out a huge fart. That's the most entertaining thing I've done during this whole time.
And the next boss is Argo Rock. Now look at the way they set this guy up. As soon as you enter the Sky Temple,
Excellent build up to this boss
see
fight.
this scene, and you're just like, whoa, that thing is huge. That's gonna be awesome. I can't wait to fight this thing.
He actually put a "that's what she said" joke in there in a video editorial. Oh god, dude, you were not funny enough to pull that up. Stop.
It sets it up pretty
Stop.
cool. Plus, it gives you the coolest dungeon in the game. The city in the sky is one of the coolest places in any game I have ever
That's
seen.
true. I agree with
And I
that.
don't know if it's the really cool.
Kind of reminds me a little bit of the what was it called? The Sky Temple, Elysia or something. I forget the name of it. Just the Sky Planet from Metroid Prime 3.
music or just the fact that they actually nailed a sky level. I mean, think about it. How many times has a sky level ever not been frustrating because you can fall off anywhere? Yeah, it had its
That's like someone saying all water levels are bad. No, they're fucking not.
frustrating.
You're gonna compare Twilight Princess to Mega Man 2? Get
They
bent.
were far and few between. Ultimately, though,
Like they're
I think a lot of
both
people would agree
they're
this
both
place is
stupid arguments to
awesome.
make.
And they set up the boss pretty well. How could they go wrong? This dude is tiny. He's so small. He was huge before. What happened?
No, he was the same size before. Your brain just built you up into getting disappointed.
Oh. Oh. I'll even forgive that really lame mini boss, but why is he so small? Ugh. Anyway, aside from the obvious letdown, just how small he is, he really doesn't do anything most of the fight. He just kind of flies around, doesn't really know that you're actually there, in my opinion. So you claw a shot all the way up the towers, carefully so you don't fall. You aim at the dragon's tail that just happens to be there in the middle of nowhere, and you pull him down. Guess what happens? He slowly falls down. Dude, no.
Okay, I will also say I do kind of agree with that. First phase could have been better, but the second phase of this boss actually is definitely
This
better than the
bastard
first.
lands. What is this armor made out of? Paper mache? I've seen better armor on cosplayers than this.
So yeah, he'll complain about fragile armor in Twilight Princess, but he's not going to complain about an item defeating the same boss over, like attacking the same boss repeatedly. Like again, Wind Waker. I know I keep going back to the second boss as an example, but it's true. You use the boomerang against it each fucking time.
Oh, shit.
Now I'm thinking of that stormtrooper who fell down the stairs when he went to go see The Force Awakens.
That's not fair. That's not fair.
He barely hit the ground. No. That is not. No. Dude, this guy could have landed on
When
his
should
feet.
anybody care about the literal details and logic of a Zelda game? Like,
Kidding me? Are you kidding?
yes, the tone is more adult and serious, not the literal physics and gameplay difficulty. Come
Kidding me?
on.
Give me a break. You really don't think he could have landed on his feet? And then you have to do all that all over again, just so the dragon can actually realize that you're there. Or in this case, you actually pose a threat. And those gentle falls made its armor fall off, so now it actually wants to fight you. This is really a stupid boss. It's really, really stupid. It flies higher into the air, so you can't get him anymore. But luckily, you have these little shrubs that just magically go up just to help you out. Are these being guided by something? I never understood why they came up in the first place. Is it the rain? Why did it start raining? Anyway.
And he doesn't understand. He doesn't understand it. It's a fantasy game. It's a fantasy game.
And the second part of the boss fight starts.
It's a Nintendo fantasy adventure puzzle solving game. Nintendo, they put the gameplay and level design over the literal logic and details of the story and environment. It's just what works best for it. God damn.
And he's never gonna
How many dislikes does this video have? How many dislikes? Yeah, 272. I am
hit me.
very happy.
Hit me. Come on, hit me. Why did you give me so many heart pieces if the boss isn't gonna attack me? What is the point? What is the point? Oh, what's that? You're getting destroyed? Well, maybe you should have attacked him. Dumbass.
Why does he keep using the same meme over? He keeps using the same fucking transition.
Next boss is Zant. I got nothing to say about him. Good boss. I don't know if it's because everything else was so easy that I just was awestruck by how different this
Also,
boss
great storytelling in that boss fight, too. When Zant gets his own arena and he has to do his own thing, he just flails around helplessly.
It was varied. You go to different
No sense of originality to him.
places. It's really fast-paced, and this guy is insane, as I pointed out before. It's pretty cool. You should have been the final boss. And then we reach the final boss, or bosses in this case. So you finally make it to Castle.
You played Ocarina of Time and Wind Waker, which both have Phantom Ganon fights where you play tennis with him. The stupidity.
So Hyrule. Minda turns into an octopus thing.
Run! It's Godzilla! It looks like Godzilla, but due to international copyright laws, it's not.
A big giant monster automatically make Godzilla joke. Comedy.
Still, we should run like it is Godzilla! Though it isn't.
And gets rid of the barrier, and now you can go to the final dungeon. What I think is pretty neat here is how they play the music from A Link to the Past. Inside the Hyrule Castle. It's pretty cool. A little nice touch. So let me start explaining the bosses and we'll just tackle the issues as they arise. The first of the last bosses is Zelda. Now, if you've seen part 2 of my video, you understand that pretty much the characters are just there and you don't really care. So at this point, I'm guessing that the developers want me to care about not wanting to hit Zelda because she wants to play tennis or something.
If he mentions Ocarina of Time and Wind Waker, I'm gonna be surprised. I'm gonna be surprised.
I don't care, so there's no emotional weight being held here at all, unless you're one of those people who just automatically care regardless if they set it up correctly or not.
Oh, I'm glad. This is very cathartic for me. I am so glad I found this video again after all these videos, I should say, after all these years. This calls for another single Skittle gummy.
So you just feel bad because, well, Ocarina of Time. Why else? And now Ganon, tired of women doing all the battles for him, decides to join in the fight as well. And I'll admit, this is kinda cool. His method of attack is that he runs around the room, teleporting around, and you have to try to catch him as either the wolf, by grabbing him with the big orange hand made out of cheese, or you just grab him by the head. Then you proceed to eat his insides or slash them up. And you know what, looking back on it, it's really not a bad boss. I love the chanting music because it says that he's from another world and he's
Both valid points, but dude, again, that boss is very easy. It's the same attack over and over again each time you play it. Why are you levying that criticism against this game but not Ocarina and Wind Waker?
just pure evil. It's sick. You know, beast version of Ganon.
Also, the chanting during that track, it sounds like Homer Simpson going, "Get a job, get a job, get a job, get a job."
we really haven't seen before. Giant warthog. And Link turned into a wolf. You know, beast versus beast. The music is some kind of tribal beat because of his origins as the king of thieves or something like that. I'm not sure if the Ocarina of Time canon fits here, but let's just go with it.
It does. It was just retconned by Link himself when he traveled
It
back.
doesn't really feel epic enough for a final boss. It's just another boss, you know, it's just another fight. This could have replaced hell, any of the bosses in the game, don't you think? It's kind of neat, but not for a final boss, not in my opinion.
Oh my god. All right, one more, and then we can actually play the fucking game. One more, and then we can actually play the goddamn game.
And now we're outside, and we're fighting the ghost.
This was okay. So there was one point he made here that it did change my mind about one thing. He changed my mind on one little detail. So I will give this guy that.
Spent practically the whole game trying to get into the castle so you could have this big standoff, and now we're outside. I only see the point in this is trying to shoe in a final boss fight on horseback, but I thought that escalated already with the whole ogre boss on the bridge. So really, what's the point of this? It kind of killed it for me. And we're still fighting? We still haven't...
Yes, because two segments. You do it once, it's awesome. Twice, at the end of the game, like multiple dungeons apart, no, that just ruins the epicness of it.
And there's so many pauses for these characters to talk about how power and energy can save each other, and just how we'll stop you. That I'm just like, why didn't they make all the characters silent like Link? I don't care. I don't care about anything.
Because then what do you mean? Then there wouldn't even be a story in the first place.
What's going on? Just stop talking. Oh,
Like, oh, why should I care about Link? All of his friends got fucking kidnapped. Well, yeah, but in Wind Waker he had an actual motivation. Well, what happened there? His sister got kidnapped. So, like,
oh, and then she summons these Okami rejects to come help her. If they had the power to banish evil, why didn't they just
I'm just
do
going to
it?
say this. I have no idea what anime he's talking about there, but if he's calling these guys rejects, comparing it to that, he's probably one of those unshowered losers who loves, like, big titty anime.
In the first place? Why does it have to escalate to this point for them to actually do something useful? What kind of emotion is that? What is he, happy,
He's just looking, determined.
scared, confused? Is he thinking about a song? What the heck? Seriously, dude. The world is about to end. Oh my gosh. Look at her. Look at the contrast in emotion here. You can see that she's actually cares. She actually is worried about the world. And this guy. Look at this guy.
Yeah, forget the fucking fact that he's turned into a wolf. He fought Ganon as a wolf. He fought Ganon's puppet Zelda. He fought on horseback. Yeah, it's because one expression is going to automatically derail that entire purpose. Yes.
What are you emoting there, buddy? Oh my gosh. This sucks. And after 2 minutes of cutscene, we finally get to fight the boss. Seriously though, if you ask me, this fight should have been in the middle of the game. You know, give him the light arrows. It should have been right in the middle of the game.
Where would that have fit naturally? The light arrows weren't introduced until the end of Ocarina, so why would you want to introduce them in the middle of this game?
Close to actually acquiring the
It's meant to be the same basic story structure. It's a Force Awakens type thing where it's like, okay, let's take this past formula and see if we can do it better.
last piece to reach the castle.
And like pretty much all the Zelda games after Ocarina of Time did that. Like Twilight Princess is just the one that does it the most closely.
Where he tries kind of a last mad dash or to test Link to see if he's ready sort of thing. That would have been actually pretty cool. But not here. This is just going on and on and on. Like, why are they running out in the field? What is everybody else in the town doing? Are they just continuing their day-to-day activities?
Imagine imagine caring about fucking NPCs that are probably in the game for a total of 10 minutes through one playthrough. Yeah, worry about them.
Oh, look there.
And not the characters that have been set up that you're complaining that, oh, they're not interesting enough, or, oh, Midna's a cunt. Like, but, yeah, I want to know what Barnes is doing. I want to know what that snobby asshole at the shop is doing.
Charles, they seem to be fighting outside for the fate of the world. Oh, yes, it seems that you are right there, Reginald. They are fighting for the fate of the world. So, you want to go play some chess or something? What do you feel like doing? It's just not that interesting at all. They're just fighting in the field. And then we come to the final.
Now here's where he made the point. He said that fighting Ganon one-on-one in a sword fight, it's not as epic. The setting is not as epic. You're just in a field. I can kind of agree with that. He makes a point here. Ocarina of Time. You're on the ruins of a destroyed castle. Wind Waker. The ocean is collapsing in on you from above. And this one's just a
group
field.
Of bosses that constitute the last boss of the game. Man, is that a mouthful. So Ganon arises from the ashes, laughing. Buddy, he's lost 3 times already. I don't think you should be laughing. You even lost.
Have you played? You played Wind Waker. You played Wind Waker, and he played Wind Waker, and he's complaining about Ganon laughing at this part in the game when. Oh!
This is your beast form. What do you have left? Nothing more. We beat you 3 times. What else do you need? So yeah, so it's just a sword fight in the field. The barriers rise up just like in Ocarina of Time, except it's not half as cool. Hey everybody, now all of you can play at home too. It's time for America's favorite game show, Gruntilda's Tower Quiz. Now our first and only question, tell me folks.
But I forgot about the way he presented this joke.
What sounds more epic to you? Running down a crumbling castle to fight some evil monster, sword fighting underwater at the ruins of Hyrule Temple, or in a random field?
I do agree with that, but like... God, he has to be cringe even with presenting good argument. I agree with you, and you make me want to fucking kill myself watching your video.
Really? I gotta...
By the way, I'm pretty sure that anvil getting dropped on Banjo and Kazooie right there, that's what happened to him at birth. He got Wile E. Coyote'd right as he got shot out of his mom's snatch.
Up on the older games there. Think of all the last bosses you had. You had a fight inside of a giant egg on top of a mountain. You had Ganon's Tower, 8 floors.
Yes, a fucking room. A four-walled room. So interesting.
And then you had Hyrule Castle.
That one was very interesting. Again, not to say that those 2 bosses are bad. They are very fun, but you're complaining about the setting of Twilight Princess being boring, but you're gonna praise the final bosses of A Link to the Past and Link's Awakening.
And then you had Under the Ocean of the ruins of Hyrule Castle. And now you have the field. You're just fighting a guy you already beat 3 times. I don't know if that's sunk in with a lot of people, but it did with me. Why am I still fighting this guy? And I guess in Ocarina of Time, you could make the argument that, well, you did beat him once before you had to fight him again. Yeah, but...
And in Wind Waker too.
It escalated. You fought him in his human form, and then you ran down the castle, and I thought the game was over. And then you meet this thing.
Dun, dun, dun.
You see? But they did it backwards here. First they gave you the beast, and then they gave you the random duel. Imagine if, like, you fought the Incredible Hulk first, and then you fought Bruce Banner. It wouldn't nearly be as effective as fighting...
Yes, because that's a completely valid comparison to make.
Banner first, and then having to fight the Hulk.
Because superheroes versus... how a superhero fight should unfold versus how a spiritual successor, or not spiritual, I should say, a semi-sequel to another game in a fantasy story where the literal details don't matter that much. Yes, you got it.
I just don't feel like this was handled
It's reverse on purpose because they're trying to tell this part of the story in a backwards way to get something new out of it. And I think it works. I agree. The setting for the final boss is pretty underwhelming.
There's really no tension just because of the major gaps of them talking, because of the transition from boss to boss. It should have just been one huge boss or two bosses, like his regular form and then the big pig thing. Ganondorf just mostly blocks the entire match and rarely actually attacks you. The Zant fight was way harder than this. Let me remind you, this dude tricked him into resurrecting him. I don't know. But it seems like Nintendo learned from this because the last boss of Skyward Sword is really, really cool. It's just
That's true.
a duel between you and some badass looking Ganondorf fire guy or something. And it's just
the precursor to Ganon.
difficult fight. I got owned by the dude like 6 or 7 times before I actually came close to beating him.
Did this guy not find any of the Golden Wolf abilities? Did he not find any of the sword abilities?
Still lost a few more after that, but it was hard. It wasn't 4 average bosses one after the other.
And again, you are gonna praise Skyward Sword over Twilight Princess when you're complaining about Twilight Princess being too easy. Oh, my head hurts.
Long extended breaks of dialogue between them. It was just one last boss. And another thing is that we really don't get to see what bad the Twilight does, except, well, just making the weather look dark. We never see the townspeople suffer. We never...
I know I said I would stop doing this, but I need to. I'll do it softly.
The first time you go to Kakariko Village, the children are all cowering in fear after Barnes said that the lady who owned the general store got murdered by the giant shadow piece.
Aside from Midna almost dying, we never really see the negative effects that Ganon is trying to do here.
They're laying, like, the Twilight Realm spreads because it's Zant laying the groundwork for an invasion. It's the first wave.
During a time when you went
Now
back
you're getting me thinking about the literal details in this game. God damn you.
to Castletown, shit went down. Everybody was re-dead. I hated going there. Here, like I said before, everybody's just probably carrying on with their regular lives, so there really aren't that many stakes. So to some...
Not yet. What if Link hadn't been there to stop those shadow beasts that got dropped outside of Castletown? If he hadn't been there, what do you think they would have been defeated easily? Really? They would have murdered everyone in Castletown. They would have ripped them to shreds.
Characters are really dull, the stakes aren't high at all, and the game is too easy to be considered adult at all. What am I supposed to like about this again? So that was my thoughts on Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess.
Your thoughts? You have those?
If you like this game, that's fine. It's just a video game. But I personally don't, and these are the reasons why. Now, if you disagree with this video, just let me know in the box. It's totally cool. Don't forget to subscribe, because next week I'm going to be going over the Dead Space series. Yep,
oh boy, I bet
games.
he's gonna suck Metroid's dick and then talk about Dead Space is too much like Metroid. Oh, that is all right. Yeah, let's get to the stuff that everyone came here for, though. That was an ordeal. I feel dumber having listened to that. All right, here, let me go get some water real quick, and then I'll be right back. All right, let's cleanse our souls. Let's cleanse our souls, everybody, from that fucking god-awful video, or videos, plural. Unfortunately, there are multiples of them. Can you guys... Dude, Twilight Princess is fucking 17 years old. That is... I feel old. I feel old, even though I'm in my early 20s. How am I gonna feel when I'm on my deathbed? Am I gonna be like, yeah, wow, fuck, that all went by too quickly. Give me a rewind button. Alright, so... And again, I know I said I wasn't gonna stream this again until I got all the issues worked out, but... I really do want to stream this. It sucks that I'm not playing it on original hardware. I want to be playing my childhood copy right now. Oh, right. Now, okay, I remember what I need to do now. Dun, 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 dun. Come here, you beautiful fucking bird. Thank you for boarding Twilight Airlines. Today our pilot is the dude that made video, the 4-part series criticizing this game. Alright, you guys, I'm your pilot. So, here we go. So I'm moving the joystick around and the bird is going all over the place. Why is this happening? This didn't happen in Ocarina of Time and Wind Waker, where moving the joystick caused things in the game to change. That was not a thing at all. Da, da, da. Na, 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 na. Love the music at this part too. I love the suicidal bugs too. They just fly in front of you if you miss them. I did it a little too early there. Link, you need to take a shower. Oh, yes, you dirty boy. Bathe. You too, Midna. You stank. Your Twilight coochie stankin'. Imagine Midna's pussy smells so fucking bad that, like, Twilight embers, those black embers you see there in the Twilight realm, they're just, like, leaking out of her snatch. No! I didn't mean to do that! No! God fucking damn it. Na 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 na. And also, yes, I did scale this back to 480p because I wish I could be playing this in full screen right now, but it doesn't really work on OBS for some fucking reason. I kind of wish you got to explore the wooden scaffolding like along here. That would have been cool. Da, na, 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 na. Hey, wait a minute. I didn't earn any fucking cashback points for flying with Twilight Airlines. What fucking gives? Alright, you know what, whatever. At least they can get a little more. Hold on, wait. Sorry, hold on. There we go. There we go. That I love that. Ooh, we're the coochie bugs, and we're here to crawl up in your coochie. Ooh. Okay, now here we go. Second time. There we go. There we go. Perfect. Beautiful. What does the fishing hole look like in Twilight? I'm gonna replay through this again with hacks on. I want to break this game. I want to break this game's fucking back, bashing its guts in. Oh, wait a minute, wait. Oh, shit, hold on. Down, middle, down, up, middle, down. There we go. Do not worry, Link. I am here to guide you. Who even are you? I am your great grandpa. My balls were snipped from me by my owner, and now I guide you to a treasure that I cannot possess, the ability to regain your balls. Do you accept this quest? Yes. Yes, I do accept this quest to regain my balls. Wide-angle shots there. I love it. Let teachings of old pass to you. Take sword in hand and find me. And then suicide. I still don't get why Death Mountain looks like Ronnie McNutt's head a split second after he pulled the trigger. Like, why is it in the giant fucking ball that's cracking open? I don't get it. Let's also talk as clearly as possible, in case anyone in a different plane of reality is currently listening to us and needs help. Dude, the water is back. I don't think the Twilight beasts are coming back. Oh, well, actually, no, there is a portal in the throne room. Never mind. Yeah, it's better to be on guard. Sup, fucking Dorcas. There we go. way up here. I love all the conveniently placed platforms. Again, the platform and like level design here, again, very, very reminiscent of Ocarina of Time with like the weirdly shaped ledges. I love it. It's like, again, the area leading up to Zora's Domain in Ocarina of Time has platforms like these, kind of. Obviously artificially made for the sake of good gameplay, but still, just, it's a nice little detail to bring back. I almost hit A there. I almost. This is blocked off up here, if I remember correctly. Yep. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, no burrowing for you. You have lost digging privileges, and Midna, thank you for giving me a look at the glutey. Let me get a look at the gluties. I think the way to get up to the throne room is you take this way but go down a different path. Yeah, okay, no, yeah, it's this way. Dun, 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 dun. Again, just like imagine this, there's just a giant, whoa. Oh, right. There's just a giant fucking pool of like dismembered, shattered body parts from when they were all broken out of the solid ice. Just they were crunched and ripped apart. Y'all having good nuts? Oh, this motherfucker dead. Yeah, he dead. He gone. See, she nutted to death, she coomed to death, and bro over there just got a little tuckered out and decided, you know what, screw living. Oh, whoa, wait. You can see the peak of Hyrule Castle in the distance with the wolf senses on. That's cool. Did I say the peak? I meant like the central tower. I meant to say that. Oh my god, the Ganon, they had the Gerudo, they sent a second fucking Zonai plane. They sent a second Zonai plane into the second tower. I want to know if Shigeru Miyamoto and Eiji Aonuma saw those fucking Tears of the Kingdom memes with people making 9/11 jokes. I really hope they did. Okay, let's see. The portal's not there yet. This Midna keeps teasing Link in his wolf form. She's like, come on, pick up the pace, pick up the pace. You're being too slow. Link just rolls over, like belly up, and just holds her underwater. Like, Link, what are you doing? I mean, yeah, screw the prince. Who needs him? But like the search party that went out to look for him, I hope they make it back safely. It's okay for Prince Rallis to die if it means sending out a team to look for him and they come back safely. That's all that matters. Oh, that soundtrack with headphones. Oh. It feels so weird. Ooh, breaking your ankles. Ooh. Hey, buddy, what are you doing up there, guy? What's up, friend? See, like right here, if Link hadn't been here in time, this portal... See, Zant was deploying forces to attack Hyrule Castletown. Now then again, you could also make the argument, well, why didn't he just do that when he took over Hyrule Castle? But again, the literal details don't matter. It's a Zelda video game. Like, there have always been plot holes in Zelda games. I mean, I complained about a lot of them in Tears of the Kingdom. I don't know about plot holes per se, but just... You know, like, with these stories, you're gonna have inconsistencies. Like, Wind Waker isn't even 100% consistent to Ocarina in terms of its lore. Speaking of which, by the way, there's an awesome YouTube channel I want to shout out. It's called Wind Waker Unflooded. This dude's making... He took the whole Wind Waker map, took away the water, so it's just like the islands, and he's building the land underneath them, and he's kind of like rolling Skyward Sword, Ocarina, and Twilight Princess's maps all into one. That shit is... It actually looks official. Like, it deadass looks official. And I cannot wait to see when it's done. You can also find this bug here too, right? Even before getting the Tears of Light vessel thing.
Anything, Punk One?
The R it is. Dun, 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 dun. Zoom in on Link's wolf butt. I love the lightning flash effects in this game too. Oh. Okay, alright, I just wanted to make sure there wasn't like a ledge down around here, but I think I wasted more time explaining that than if I just kept fucking going, so I don't know what the point of that was. And again, swimming out there to the platforms. First time playing this, I was like, don't attack me. I just want to get the fight going. I didn't know what was gonna happen my first time playing this game. It was all suspenseful and shit. And I was like, oh wow, you really gotta swim out there. Please don't. Nothing stab me. Nothing stab me from below the waves. Ooh, it's the carbon monster. He's gonna give you bad farts by carbonating your stomach. Ooh. Why couldn't I see the electric static? Dun, 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 dun. Such a gross design. I love it. Dun, 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 dun. This excellent mini boss. Dun, dun, dun. See, wait a minute, I just thought of something. What the hell does this asshole say? What does this asshole say? Can I speak to him? Or does it stop the fight? Bro, you're still distracted by... Dude, turn like 6 inches to your left and you will see something way more horrifying, bro. Dun 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 dun. What happens if you try and go in here? I played this game a million times. I want to experiment a little bit. I want to fuck around. What happens if you go in here? You could actually go in? Hey, look, I got most of them, bro. Like... Dude, look, I got most of them, alright? Just sacrifice one body part. And we can take care of this much more easily. Sacrifice one body part that won't get regenerated when I give these all back to you. The boss fight is still going. Is his damage still, like... Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun, you fat fucking bitch. Okay, yeah, I think it resets the boss fight if you go in there. Quit wasting all my hearts, you dickweed. God damn it. And this part, as a kid, too, I always had trouble with this. Well, my first time playing, I mean, not always, but, like, I thought you couldn't skip off of water, so how are you able to do this? Whatever, it's still cool. Take one last look around, everyone, at the glory of Twilight. Look at that. So beautiful. Beautiful. The anal beads have been returned.
Pomade with you.
My name is Leneru. Yes, I am a goddamn snake. Oh, hero chosen by the gods. You did not collect enough of my light energy, and thus I have no anus. I have been reborn without the ability to defecate. I am sending you to hell. Go to the bad high dimension now. Lee closes his eyes. He wakes up. Oh my god, we're in the bad stoned dimension. This is where everyone has freaky ass stoned highs. See, it starts out okay. Everything seems cool at first. You're like, oh wow, it's just colors and beautiful visuals, and all the people I love are here too. This weed is great. This brick my friend got me, this shit is all good. Life is good. But then as you start coming off the high, things start to change. Things start to get a little bit spooky. And then this is when the shit that it was laced with from the homeless guy that sold this to, he laced this shit. And then you start imagining killing all your friends. I do love this scene though. People complained about this being dark just for the sake of being dark. No, it's supposed to show that if Link becomes consumed by the evil of the fused shadow, he'll be throwing away everything he loves and everyone he loves. I love how in Twilight Princess HD, also the inside of the helmet is low res. got dusted. We sent them to the motherfucking Shadow Realm. And then she's falling, no bitches. And then all the other versions of her start dropping, just no bitches, no bitches, no bitches. No bitches, no bitches, no bitches. It's just a choir of them chanting no bitches. The dark power that you seek is within the sleeping lakebed temple in Lake Hylia. And just the beauty of seeing this place restored to what it was. Look at this. Please someone reverse engineer. Reverse engineer. Please reverse engineer this game to run natively on PC. Please do it on PC. Give it a shot. Shoot me out of your hole. Dun, 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 dun. And Link just gets launched into the World Trade Center.
One gun with gun tail. Pop me with me my gun. Huge.
Bubba birds, 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 birds. Bubba birds, 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 birds. Bubba birds, 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 a word. Bubba bird, bird, birds, the word. Alright, so this music is so epic, I don't know how anyone can say this sucks. That dude clearly does not get any tail. I mean, neither do I, but I'm aware of it. Bro is a chud for disliking a game that's this fucking good. Look at it running and swinging. Wait, where's the... Oh, there it is, there it is. about that too. Bite my head off. We meet again. Hyrule needs to be vigorously pounded in order to be reactivated. The back slice. Roll on the ground like a dumbass until you get behind your enemy, then shove your sword up their ass and out their pelvis. And then you tilt the sword up and whack their dick that's stabbed on the end of your sword. You just whack it and slap them in the face with it repeatedly. That's the attack. Do that, Link. No. Na, 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 na. Strike the unguarded areas from behind. That's a strategy if I've ever heard one. There we go. So yeah, I'll just send Epona careening into that wall to get her face smashed in while I dive off. It's the mailman with Down syndrome. Let's see. Oh, damn, I haven't been reading these at all. Yeah, I did that. Yeah, bomb arrows. Water bombs. I want to go to Iza's playground for adults. That really does sound dirty when you grow up and you're like, oh, Iza and Henna, is this like a lesbian, like, makeout session? What the fuck is it? Now that I also think about it, the whole land of Hyrule in this game is vaguely in the shape of a vagina. If they're up here, that's where the clit is. Holy shit, it all makes sense now. It is a super 4D chess innuendo. Dun, 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 dun. I actually want this there instead. I'm maxed out on money. I'll come back later. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, no, fuck you. Like, I never understood Bro's design. I never understood Bro's design. Hey, I rearranged your guts 2 weeks ago. How dare you pretend like you don't know who I am? I love this. I love this. What did they think they were signing up for in the first place? Join the Hyrulean Knights. You get to take edibles and get showered in pussy juice all day long. That's their advertising, and it works. It's a functional advertising system. You know her, don't you? It's like, yeah. Can't even remember her name. I am so sorry to hear that. Oh, East? I thought you meant Weast, said the Wii version of this game. Yeah, that's why it's called the Weast version. W-I-I-E-A-S. This is kind of a cool transition, too. Mr. Stinky Duty Fart. Dun, 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 dun. Na, 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 na. Oh, I can be a beast in so many ways. I can be a beast in so many ways, Telma. Just let me show you. Let me show you. Give me one chance, girl. Dun, 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 dun. Again, I don't want to actually skip these cutscenes. I just like hearing that sound effect right there. It's nostalgic for me. I love how low poly Telma's model becomes at this part of the game. It's hilarious. Dun, 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 dun. This part is easier. Oh, you fucking dickwad. I thought he was gonna go the other way. There we go. I do love it that we get to do this more than once in this game. Like, this is genuinely fucking awesome. Bonk. Why does the key fly off of his body like that, too? That shit's hilarious. L plus ratio bozo. Wait, where did his hog go? Guys, I am very sad to report that bro lost his hog. Maybe in more ways than one, but if that's the case, that's like worst case scenario. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, na, na, na. Usually what I do is I just like to let them get through that part as fast as possible, and then I extinguish the fire when they come out here. Where's my camera control? Why do I not have camera control? We go together. There we go. Those guys can be a pain in the ass if you miss your arrows. You miss them shots. Ignore for this session. I don't care. I've gotten that before and nothing happens when I click ignore for this session. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, na, na, na. I see you there, you piece of shit. I got your number. No more jihadist birds. Jihadist birds are now banned in my server. In my real life IRL server, meaning I don't want any of them in my life. Oh, you guys got lucky there. Na, na, na. Dun, 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 na, na, dun, na. Actually, it will be quite simple. You just gotta play through the game at the right part of the campaign. You just show her like a fucking Sheikah dildo thing, and she wakes back up. Na, 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 na. Na 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 na. Only if I can bend you over the bar and just absolutely go to town. Like, with your permission, though. With your permission. Absolutely. She's into him. She's so into him. She is a MILF. Look at her. She is such a MILF. Oh, not the fishussy, not the fussy, not the zussy, not the Zora pussy. Dun, dun, Again, emulators for a long time, when I was a kid, they had trouble rendering translucent effects, and now they're really, like, that is so fucking close to how it looks on the Wii. Again, wouldn't that be like calling someone King Human? W. Ugh. No, I'm not forgetting, Midna. Just get off my back. Alright, I think I'm gonna wrap up this stream here. I really, honest to God, do not feel like doing the water temple right now. I have streamed that dungeon so many times on this channel. Oh, God. So many times. But, yeah, I think I'm gonna wrap it up here. Yeah, I want to respawn here. Alright. Everybody, you guys have a good evening. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. UA, thank you for coming through here again with your absolutely god-awful opinions. And I appreciate your viewership, and I will see you guys next time. Take care.